Hey, power people. You are listening to Reverend and High Priestess Tamar Aziz said, why? I am the woman walking through the earth, being my authentic self, enjoying my life, modeling what it looks like to know yourself, be bold and audacious enough to be yourself and not apologize for it. I'm the founder and visionary of the international company, the Womb Sauna. We've been around for 12 years, teaching women the art of yoni steaming, our method, and helping them integrate mind, body, and spirit. And the beautiful thing about the work that I've been doing with the women is that it allows them to recognize the anatomy of the womb of their mind, the womb of their body, and the womb of their spirit, and be able to activate their own creative power and design the life that they want to live. So I know that y'all hop on, and most of you are familiar with me and my work, but I reach thousands of people every day. And for my first timers, who this live might be your first time connecting with my energy and my movement and my work, I just want to give context and formally introduce who I am. First of all, let me tell y'all about the past 7 days of my life. I have had such an incredible 7 days. Man, I was in this coaching process with one of my coaches, Emily. She's phenomenal. And she teaches you how to sell from your spirit, from your soul, and how to connect with people authentically. And before I could even get to day 5 of her process, I had closed over $3,500 in business. Then I was sitting with some of my other coaches who are getting ready. We haven't even got into the container they created. We were just in the rev up, the warm up. And I said, let me refresh my knowledge on creating digital content. And before I could even start that coaching process with them, I made thousands of dollars. And then we had the God Fix My Picker. That experience with the women where I was teaching them how to properly choose who should even be able to shoot their shot. That class was incredible. I sat with over 30 women and we uprooted so much. Then we had the sisterhood potluck yesterday because I wanted to hang with my girls. So 20 of my sisters RSVP and was like, girl, I'm bringing this, I'm bringing that. It was so much food. My fridge is packed right now. I don't even got a grocery shop for a minute. We had so much fun and everything was delicious. And it was just great women making great memories, just having a good time. We were singing karaoke. I learned that I can't really rap like Glow like I thought I could, but I got Ye on lock though. But we had so much fun. And one of the beautiful things about the potluck was we had every generation represented, literally from the womb. One of my sisters is pregnant and carrying. I call it my child, my baby. And we even had our elders. So, and then the children were running around the basement, man, it was a whole vibe. And the sisters was like, Tamar, please, let's do this again. We can, rotate our host. We had women that drove up to 3 hours just to come and potluck and have a good time. Sisterhood is still real. And I make sure that I demonstrate what real sisterhood looks like. So anyway, when I tell you the past 7 days have been exciting, joyful, and just full of life, it really has been. And tonight, I have several women who registered for my Toxic Lover Healing Program, and they are going to be working with me for the next 9 weeks to become what they are looking for in their love life and manifest a satisfying exchange. So yeah, this is my life. And as I sit back and I just reflect, and I was talking to some of my sisters about this in the potluck, like I've been healing the part of me that was programmed to struggle, work hard, blood, sweat, and tears to be able to have a certain level of success. Now, I work, I have a full life. I am true to the definition of an empress. There are many components to my empire that I must show up for every day if, in fact, I will be proud and satisfied with what I hand to my own child, right? With my business. However, I live a freedom that a lot of people don't. I wake up when I feel like waking up. I go to sleep when I feel like going to sleep. I own all of my time. My team that works with my company is literally all over the world. The people who connect with this movement are literally all over the world. And every now and then I have to pause and ask myself, Tama, how did you get to where you are? What happened? What were the thoughts, the choices, and the behaviors that got you living like this? How did you cultivate, refine all this power that anybody who spends 3 seconds in your energy knows because they feel it in their body? I can trace, and thank God I journal the way I do, and I keep some journals, because I like to reflect and see, how did you become who you are? What were you thinking 3 years ago, 10 years ago? Put some hearts and comment if you do something similar, if you track your development by writing it out. When I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say that I have been blessed. I have a testimony. I have gone through hell. I set up a throne there. So when I encounter other women who are going through hell, I can teach them how to navigate. But when I was going through all of that, despite some of the things I've been through, I always knew I was powerful. And I would take myself out of my own comfort zone by acting upon things that to some would look illogical. How are you going to start a business with no money in an industry that is non-existent in the United States? This is the beginning of the womb sauna, 12 years ago, right? 2 years before I formalized my company, I was testing the market in the grocery store trying to explain to women what I meant by getting butt naked and sitting over a pot of herbs. And they were looking at me like, what? But the energy, my passion, my clarity about my assignment, my passion and purpose was so intact that even if they didn't understand the words I was speaking, they did understand the energy I was giving. And because I activated the opening of the way by not just having the idea in my head, but going and buying stools and buying the herbs I was dreaming about. And I started putting everything in motion like it was already in motion, even though it was just a seed in the ground. Oh, we are going into harvest season. I want y'all to get ready. Because the fall equinox is going to reveal where you planted your seeds, if you planted any at all. I love fall and spring are my favorite seasons. I love fall because it really, really is a clarifying season. When you're looking at your fields and seeing what's coming out of the ground and what's not. And it's one thing to watch it come out the ground, but do you even have the capacity to go harvest it? If you want to measure how much you really love yourself, okay, like really truly love yourself, it is revealed through your daily habits. your emotional habits, your psychological habits, your behavioral habits, and your financial habits. Can somebody capture those 4 things in the comment section for my visual learners who need notes and to see the words to digest it more easily? If you really want to measure and track how much you actually, not just in theory, but in reality, love yourself, it is revealed through your daily habits. What are the 4 categories of habits? Your emotional habits, your psychological habits, your behavioral habits, and your financial habits. I am the type of person that accepts I need a little bit of pressure, structure, discipline, and accountability to actualize my power. If you can relate to that, I want to hear from you in the comments. So Taima Aziz Sewa, cannot function at my highest potential as a lone wolf. I'm a lion. And that means I run in packs. I am who I am today, and I've reached the levels of success that I've reached because I understand that tribe life is the advantage. I do not live in a bubble. I live in real, authentic, active, productive sisterhood. And so where I might lose my breath and get winded from the, territory of reaching new levels of success, my sisters would be like, it's all right, pass the baton. I got you. Here's some referrals. Here's some support. Here's some connections. Here. That's how I live. It's what I receive, and it is what I give. And I invest emotionally, psychologically, behaviorally, and financially to sustain the very things that I know keep me centered, grounded. This is why my clients buy their sessions from me in bundles. They book me for a year in advance because they know when I popped this squat with Taima, the first time I did it, within 30 days or less, everything in my life rearranged itself and I was finally back on my throne. I don't want to live without that clarity, support, or power. So I'm just going to go ahead and commit to a year and invest in keeping myself where I know I'm supposed to be, because I actually finally realize that I love myself. And the evidence of that is what I decide to do for myself. So if I find something that's good for me, something that's going to take care of me, something that's going to make me healthier, more abundant, more clear in my way of thinking around women of like mind and spirit, why would I not do that? And this is a real question. What is going on with you listening right now, whether you're live or catching the replay, that you would see what you need? You know that your lips are getting dry because the weather's changing. You know that you need to increase your water intake. You can look at the jug of water in the same room you're sitting in and not even drink it. Not even drink it. Just look at it. It's one thing to say you love yourself. It's another thing to demonstrate that you do. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in your habits. What is your lifestyle? Is it so consumed by working and just running over here and doing that, and that you don't have time to do the things that nourish you? You don't have time to exercise? I've been laughing at myself because I found the Somatic Pilates app, and it's great. And it gives me the notification every day. Ask me if I've done it every day. Because, see, I talk to others the way I talk to myself. I don't offer accountability for things that I don't hold myself accountable for. How easy is it for you to get up and do a 15-minute Pilates workout, Tamer? Like, what is going on that you can enjoy it when you do it, know that you need it, but not give it to yourself? One of my friends at the potluck yesterday, her and I had a moment before I left because we was hanging. I didn't even leave until close to midnight. We was just vibing, having so much fun. And we were talking, and there's this perception that I'm not available to serve until I can prove to myself that I'm perfect, perfectly healed, perfectly recovered. And to me, it's BS. The only thing that I need to know that I hold value in the world is to wake up. And every day that I can breathe the breath of life from the life giver, I know I'm supposed to be here. And if I'm supposed to be here, there's something I'm supposed to be getting done. And I will take 2 to 3 hours every day to walk through my brain and meditate and organize all the information and configure the energy to make sure that I can sleep and rest well, knowing my assignment was fulfilled that day. And even in that clarity, there are days that I don't do all the things that I know I need to do for myself. But the first step to change is awareness, and where you invest your time, your attention, your focus, your money, all of those things are telling you what's most important to you. What are your emotional habits? What are your psychological habits? What are your behavioral habits? And what are your financial habits? And does it align with the truth you articulate when you say, I love myself? So as I was talking to my sister, Paula, I was telling her, I said, you really should be coaching other people. She was like, oh, I'm waiting to change this about myself and do this about. And I said, no. Mm-mm. No, you're needed. You're needed. And you should change the narrative you hold around perfectionism, because you're holding yourself back. And we had a beautiful exchange about it. Okay, so now let me talk to y'all who are listening to the live. You have all this passion, you have all this energy, you have all this wisdom and knowledge. You still haven't monetized yourself yet? You just give everything away for free, huh? Okay, cool. That might be your thing. But I know that there's somebody listening that has an entrepreneurial spirit and has been told by many people, not just me, and hears it even in their own self, that you should be making money off of who you have become, that your story will inspire people, your own testimonies of healing and conquering certain things would inspire people, your passion and the knowledge that you've learned would inspire, but you just won't believe it. But the moment that you do is the moment that you become where the money resides. One of my mentors said to me, Tama, the day that you learn to monetize yourself, it doesn't matter what you sell, you will never run out of money. Every income stream that I have created in my empire, the womb sauna, is an aspect of me. Y'all gonna probably hear my child. She loud and country like me. So if you hear her in the background, it is what it is. I'm a mama, and we working from home today, and I homeschool my child. So anyway, if you hear her, that's her in the background talking on the phone. It sounds like what her daddy. He country too and loud. So anyway, I just give myself to the global marketplace. Joyfully do that. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I'm so satisfied with myself that I'm not hiding, tucking away, and afraid of complete strangers across the seas coming into contact with me. I'm good with me. Are you good enough with you that you will change your habits? What are you investing your attention, your focus, your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors in? Part of the reason I have the confidence and the power and the intellect and the clarity that I have is because of the investments that I have made in myself, and people who are where I want to be, and people who have information that I don't have. I say, yeah, let me plant a seed over here that's going to sprout in this field. Because relationships are currency. So when I sit at the end of every month, because at the end of every month we have our Womb Sauna Practitioner gathering, our training call, in our community. So we just had one, and it was so powerful and healing, because that's what we do when the women, the kind of women I roll with, we get together, we start clearing generational curses. We do, that's just our nature. We can't help ourselves. We get together and we heal and we enjoy each other. And so anyway, when I look at the return on the investment that my students get, the feedback, if you want to hear some of it or read some of it, just go to the testimonial tab at thewombsauna.com. People come into my orbit, and whether they're a client getting a session, whether they are a student and training with me, whether they are in my self-development programs, once they get over here, I never hear people complaining about how much money they invested, because the return on the investment changes who they are and activates them at every necessary level for them to have what they want in their life. And with particularly my practitioners, because they make a commitment to serve and empower other women, they live a lifestyle where they are constantly accountable to their integrity of their messaging, the integrity of their brand, the integrity of what they put out, because you invested in being my student because you know my integrity, and I only give what I have. So you can't be out here saying that you're going to help women heal and you ain't healing your own stuff. You can't be out here saying that it's important to take care of your womb, it's important to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, and you live in a chronic state of self-neglect, because I've already taught you how dangerous that is. You can't be in my orbit, in my company, representing my brand, and you just want the trend of yoni steaming. You don't understand that the womb is a portal, and every time we pop a squat with a woman, she opens up her legs, we have created the manifestation seat, and she's getting ready to have a life-defining moment. We are not casual about this work. And when my students receive it, embody it, you know what they get that they ain't even know they was paying for? They get their own breakthroughs. They get their own deepened, more empowered relationship with their life and their wombs and this work. This work, ooh, the womb saunas has saved my life many times. So it is such a great honor and compliment when my students say, I'm so happy for the technical knowledge that I learned about yoni semen, but Tamer, being your student, being a womb sauna practitioner, literally changed my life. I healed at module 2. All of my students, I healed at module 2. You took me where I didn't even know I needed to go. That's the value. Do you have people in your life that can take you where you don't even know you need to go? That's what I mean when I say tribe life is the advantage. That's what I'm talking about. And ultra independence is a trauma response. Stop being so proud and so comfortable doing everything by yourself. I understand it because I used to be that way. And I know that you've been through disappointments, betrayals, but your past, and you can claim this as I say it and make it your truth from this moment forward. Your past is behind you. It is irrelevant. And you don't have to use old information for new experiences. You can decide today in any given moment to start changing your habits. And if you change your habits, the default result will be more wholeness and healing. It is your habits that will either make you sick or well. It could go either way. It is your habits that will either make you sick or well. You choose. Okay, well, if you're having difficulty choosing what's best for you, maybe you need help. Maybe you need people who will love you enough to help you choose. They'll bring that accountability to be so loud you won't be able to ignore it. And you'll be on your path. And it is easier to stay there when you find others on the same path that you're on. We are naturally communal creatures. Who's your community? And make sure you understand, and I said this at the beginning of this year, that the next major healing in your life would be community. That we all would get a lesson this year about re-socializing and getting clear on how to relate to one another and leverage one another. Who is your community? Who are your people? What do they know about you? Do they even know enough? And yes, you don't have to pay for that, but there are, what is it doing? I'm live. What's up? I'm live. You want to say hi to the people?
Hey! Is anybody going to respond?
Yeah, they're responding, but I'm live on different platforms right now. So all the responses are in the chat.
Whoa.
All right, let me
Now I get
Girl, get out of here. Let me finish talking to the people. No. Go live on your own YouTube channel. This one is mine. Go on now. Goofy. Close my door. It's the joy for me. It's the joy. I just love it. Just love it. The joy. So anyway, as I was saying, I, throughout the years, learned to invest in not only, the right nutrition, the right habits with my body, exercise, etc. But I also invest in community life and being successfully surrounded, as my sisters would say, being successfully surrounded with people who are moving through the world in similar ways. And that has given me an advantage. Because if Tama says, hey, I'm getting a download that the sisters need a potluck, the sisters show up. It's not even an effort. Like, you get to a level in your life where it's impossible to be alone. And that is the strategy. That is the opportunity. That is the advantage. That you did enough within yourself that when you interact with the people and things outside of you, you can find a match because you've clarified your own identity. You've become consistent with your self-concept and how you perceive yourself, the world, and others, that you actually have a perpetual overflow of aligned interactions and people in your life, in your career, in your business, in your orbit. And I invite women who need that to consider becoming a certified womb sauna practitioner, because that's what we give. That's what we do over here. It's a real thing. It's not, oh, you paid for this and now you're by yourself. The only time I have heard students say that they were by themselves was when they chose where, because this happens with women, and y'all can tell me in the comments if you can relate, where they literally were so used to being alone that when everybody was right there and available, they didn't even know what to do with it. Matter of fact, it shocked their nervous system. They retaliated against the love of community because they have never really truly had it. And we're patient. In my tribes that I create, and we just watch the sisters who've been there and had to learn to adjust to be able to receive what was available. We start praying, we watch, and we say, oh, okay, sis don't know. She don't know that this is love. She thinks love includes a certain level of drama, difficulty. We're gonna let her sit with herself until she realizes that she has removed herself to sit with herself. When she's ready to return, we're right here. So even being in our community, you sit here learning how to empower the women and teach them about yoni steaming as a tool for their health. But do you get along with women? It's one thing to get a certificate. It's one thing to get knowledge. It's another thing to embody what you've learned. And part of the reason my students have to really, really heal and address some things is because when it comes to my brand and being able to say that you represent the womb sauna, you must embody Big Mama Womb Sauna. It's big energy that you are agreeing to channel and give. And you can't give what you don't have. So I make sure my students have it. I make sure that I create opportunities for people to get to know you and you to get to know others. I make sure that your investment in this program creates results in your life that are bigger than what you invested, that aren't even quantifiable by a US dollar amount. I make sure that the content, the modules, the trainings, the dedicated mentorship with myself and dedicated, all of the things that are configured are for you to have everything you need to be satisfied enough with yourself to go out here and serve other women and teach them how to become satisfied with themselves. That is the depth we go to in this work. And that is why from day one, it has always been more than a V-sting. And we've always taught it as such, described it as such, and delivered it as such. It is so much more than a spa service. No. We so gully with it and gangster with it. Most of us ain't even in the spa environment. Most of us are going to women's homes, setting up very sacred, exclusive office spaces so we can serve our clients one-on-one and all of that. Yeah, we got, some students who, and I don't think one method or one environment is better than the other. I'm just telling you, it's not what you've seen on reality TV. It's bigger. We sit with the women and we empower them. And I teach my students the tools that God has made, from herbs, crystals, oils. I even teach on quantum physics and other things. Like, they get all of that. When you come, this is why you got to know where you're placing your time, your energy, your money. You got to understand what you're investing in, because what you invest in is a reflection of your values. I remember looking at myself paying for certain things, paying to play at certain levels and stuff. And I was like, why do you even care about this stuff? Because they wearing red bottoms, Taylor? Is that why you care? Because they on the gram showing Maseratis. That's why you care? Is that why you're doing what you're doing? And I like material things. I have nice things. So I'm not against that. That's not why I do what I do. And that's also part of the reason why I've been able to have sustainability, because I didn't create a business model that needed to be successful based on material presentation. I'm always about the impact. And if I can get one woman every day to change her life, by the end of that year, that's 365 women. Ooh, the world just got a little sweeter. Right? So I just wanted to have this conversation and just kind of encourage anybody that has been questioning, like, where should I invest my time, my energy, my money, and I know who I am. Yeah. And where you place your time, your money, your energy, what your daily habits are going to mirror back to you is what you know about yourself. At some point, for those of you who have had some wounding around this, you'll have to decide before you feel that you're safe in the marketplace and in the world. Once you decide that you're safe, you'll move like you are. You'll move like you are. You'll make decisions, you'll invest, you'll be free again. But if you always got to reference your past for the present, you're going to always recreate your past. It is what it is. If you always have to reference your past for the present, you will always recreate your past. Move on. And part of moving on for me meant I had to get with women who knew how to move. It's not beneficial to me personally anymore to hang with women who have the same complaints I have, who are sitting around reminiscing about their past too. Like, I don't need more of me. I need more of what I'm becoming. We're the women who are at peace with it all, who are not afraid to choose what they know they need, who are moving forward. Like, where are them girls? That's who I walk with. We get together and all our lives, we be calling each other, texting each other, sending each other screenshots. Like, girl, look what I manifested today. Can you believe this? Didn't we just talk about this? That's my tribe. Because I am what I'm looking for in community life. I'm not out here sitting in other people's houses just watching and observing. I become part of the house. Mi casa, su casa. Yes. I feel at home. And my sisters be like, girl, this is your home. Then they come over to my house. They be like, oh, I feel at home. Yes, sis. Welcome home. That's how I live. Literally every day. And there were a series of decisions and habits. I sacrificed a lot of emotional habits. I sacrificed a lot of psychological habits. I reprogrammed my brain and what I do with it. I got rid of a lot of women that I thought I would grow old with. Thought they would see my daughter grow up. Now they no longer have the privilege. I had to make difficult decisions. I had to practice faith. I had to practice alchemy and see if my vibration truly was as strong as I thought it was, or if I was just talking shit because it sounded good. But it's one thing to be able to quote the universal laws. It's another thing to be able to point out how the laws worked in your life. I can show the fruit of my beliefs and what it's doing in my life and what it's doing in the marketplace. But that's because I fine-tune my vibration. I invest in myself every single day. I have my own teachers and guides and mentors that can absolutely know that I'm going to come over there and feast on some knowledge because you have something that I need. I'm so grateful for this wisdom. I hope this conversation activated. I hope it doesn't just kind of like get you feeling all the feels, but then you just go back to your life and act regular when you're actually extraordinary. You are not regular, so stop trying to have a regular life. Yes, you can have a calm life and it still be extraordinary and uncommon. When I look at how my daughter and I live, it's extraordinary and uncommon. I was calling one of my homegirls the other day. She was like, Tama, everybody's not at home picking figs off the tree. I'm at work. I was like, oh, girl, I forgot. I'm so sorry. My bad. I have the time when I can't sit on the phone with people to record a 15-minute voice note and send it to them for them to catch later, because I'm literally just sitting back enjoying being who I am. And I learned how to monetize that. I monetize my I am. I am that I am, and because God and lack do not exist in the same space, I am able to just exist in my godness and life be taken care of because I take care of my life. I live and let there be, and it is so. I'm not waiting for life to tell me what it's going to be. Invest in yourself. And if what I'm saying to you is resonating and you're like, yeah, Tamer, I need to turn that on, I'm the on switch. So you decide how you want to come into my energy. You can either become a client, pop a squat, get some services, or schedule a virtual consultation with me. Or if you're somebody who knows you're influential, you're the friend that everybody comes to for advice. You're the person that is always looking at your friend's tongue saying, you're not drinking enough water. Yeah, I want you to consider, I'm inviting you into the Womb Sauna Practitioner family because I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for the women in the world who know that their assignment is to empower other women. And I want to support you and fully activate that in a way that you can sustain and make part of your legacy. It's free to apply for the program. Once you submit the application, you'll have a 15-minute conversation with the coordinator of my university, Miss Althea Taylor, who's a powerhouse and my sister. Love her dearly. And then when we accept your application, we hand walk you into the community. Your dedicated mentor will reach out to you, get to know you, and do a live in our community with you, introducing you to the tribe, helping you through every part of the process to get to graduation so we can twerk and celebrate that it is finished and you have gotten the return on what you finished. Not just the ROI, but the ROF. Did you get the return on the finish, right? We don't leave you hanging over here. We email you, we call you. Hey, we ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on with you? You all right? You need to take some space? Like, we're present. Are you present enough to even invest in the things you know you need? Some of you listening right now need to go sip some water because you heard me mention that earlier and you was like, Dad, Tamer, how you know that the bottle was right here and that I needed the water in my body and I ain't been sipping on it like I said I was? Because I've been there. So just take a moment and go hydrate. Expand your capacity to be good to yourself. Put that in the comment section. Expand my capacity to be good to myself. I will expand my capacity to be good to myself. Ashe. And choose the things that will help you. And trust the process of being able to receive them. Okay, so some of you, maybe not all, but some of you need a program like what I have because you know that you have more women that need you and you've been trying to figure out what you need to do to get to them. And I can help you with that because I reach millions of women every year in a variety of ways. And I help them heal everything. And I love it. I love that that is my life. So if you resonate with that, let's have a conversation. Go ahead to thewombsauna.com/certification. There you can look at all of the learning modules, everything we've put together. On our YouTube channel, we also have a free orientation on our program that you can listen to. It's about 30 minutes. So if you go on YouTube and put in the search bar, the womb sauna, my channel will come up. And then you can search my channel for orientation and you'll see that video right there for you to look at and get a deep dive and hear me break down all of the pieces of our program. And then we'll go from there. All right, so I gotta go because I'm getting ready to start my prayer time for the Toxic Lover Healing Program tonight. And the sisters that have registered for this 9-week relationship training with me. So I need to go start doing my grounding and centering to welcome them into this process. So send us love as we do this work over the next 9 weeks. And thank you for your listening ear and your attention, because I know I'm talking to somebody who needed this. And if it was you, let me know in the comments, because I do check them to try to just see who was here and who got what they needed. All right, so have a great day. Peace.